This computer's really acting up. That looks like an upside down tree.
That looks like an upside down tree. That's what I see.
Okay, watch. It's moist and meaty in the alveoli, right? And water molecules make things stick together. You got me? True or false? When you take a breath in, the alveoli expand.
Yeah.
True. Good. When you blow the breath out, what do the alveoli do? They will collapse, right? And because it's moist and meaty in there, there's water in there, right? When the alveoli collapse, there's a tendency for those water molecules to stick together, right? And if the water molecules stick together, the baby who hasn't breathed, right, because they weren't breathing in the womb, their muscles aren't strong enough to overcome that, to reinflate those alveoli. So they go into respiratory distress. That's bad for you. But you have, in the lining of the alveoli, you have specialized cells called type 2 alveolar cells. And these cells secrete a substance called surfactant. And basically what surfactant does is it prevents the water molecules from sticking together and preventing the walls from sticking together, essentially. So, but you don't start producing that. Babies don't start producing that until about the 7th month. So if a baby is born before the 7th month of gestation, when they come out, they can have respiratory problems. You got me? Now, if a baby does, if they know a baby's coming premature, they can actually get a synthetic version of that called surfactant. They can give it to the mother, and then the baby will start producing surfactant. If they don't know it's coming, which is usually the case, the baby goes on a little pediatric ventilator, and they can actually put surfactant down the ET tube so they don't have to spend a lot of time on the ventilator. The longer a baby spends on a mechanical ventilation, the worse the outcome. Yeah?
I missed the last part.
Well, you just get that wrong.
About the ventilator.
What about that? Yeah, you don't need to know that. I was just telling.
It says, why do they have to be in a ventilator? Because
They don't have surfactant, and the alveoli collapse and stick together. When alveoli collapse and stick together, it's called atelectasis. Have you ever heard of atelectasis? Why are you laughing?
Because she just asked me this question. I was like, shit, I know I wrote it down. And I couldn't find it. And then after said it, I looked again, it's all right here. Which is what did you say?
Atelectasis. Would anybody be willing to change their name legally to Atelectasis? That wouldn't be a bad name. Would you change your name to Atelectasis?
Pass this class.
Huh?
Said to pass this class, yeah.
Well, you would?
No.
That's pretty weird. Okay, did I answer that question? Okay.
I have another question
All right, what?
about why do some quadriplegics have to be on ventilators?
Anybody?
Because if you feel right here, this is your C7, and above that, between C3 and C5, there's what are called fibers. Phrenic nerves that will come out, and if that's damaged, that is what stimulates breathing from the medulla. That's it, right? Medulla. Hold on. If injured above
Can't look
C7,
video.
between C3 and C5,
Stimulate the
the
diaphragm.
phrenic nerve stimulates the diaphragm.
Yeah.
And you can't breathe in your
Watch. I'll go over that too. I'm way too nice to you guys. I could be out hitting golf balls right now.
Like, I'm pretty sure this question was on the muted video, though. Like, because I'm telling you, I
Well,
looked at
watch,
your
watch,
videos.
watch. I'll tell you what I told you before. Go look at the other instructors who teach this. Look at their videos on YouTube. They go over this stuff too. The education of Gateway Technical College students continues. The medulla controls breathing. Yep. Say yeah. And the phrenic nerve exits the spinal cord between cervical vertebrae number 3 and cervical vertebrae number 5. It's actually the brachial plexus, but I digress. I can't even see that. Did I do good? You got me? And then that will stimulate the diaphragm, which is skeletal muscle, to contract. So if you damage your spinal cord above C5, then the medulla can no longer communicate with the phrenic nerve. And you can't breathe on your own. You will need mechanical ventilation. But if you damage your spinal cord above T1 and below C5, you're still a quadriplegic, but the medulla can communicate with the phrenic nerve. Say yeah. Is that what you got? The education of Gateway Technical College students continues. Terry, how'd you feel about that? Terry feels really strong about that. Did I tell you guys the word of the day?
No.
Oh, really? Do you want to know the word of the day?
Yeah.
You can't use it and, bum rush Terry. Hey, Terry! Right? It's cartilaginous. Cartilaginous, Taylor. Yeah.
My daughter.
Yeah.
That's a big hole.
Okay, anything else?
One more.
You are really high maintenance today.
Actually, I got two more. What was the trace path that takes from the atmosphere to the alveoli?
I got that.
I read.
What? You got that? You ain't got that answer?
No.
Oh, I'm telling you, all the answers. I looked at all your videos.
I'm pretty sure it was in that one video. That's why.
I know.
You're gonna be saying off.
Well, there's no other way I'm gonna find it. The book is. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you look in the book? That'll tell you. Yeah, don't you guys are all in trouble, man. I make this class way too easy. I need to stop. Alright, hang on, here we go. Ready? Ready? Nose, nasal cavity, nasal pharynx, oropharynx, laryngopharynx, larynx.
That's it?
No.
Where's the Adam's apple?
Who knows? Trachea, main stem bronchi. Right? Lobar bronchus. How many lobar bronchi do the right have? 3. And the left? 2. Right? Then you have the segmental bronchus, bronchioles, alveolar duct, and a group of one cell thick air sacs called alveoli.
That's it.
Do you want me to make it more complicated? I certainly will.
No,
I always put a couple softballers in there so you can say, hey, I know this one. I'm going to do good. I'm going to feel good about myself. Ain't that right? Yeah. Anything else I can do for you guys to make your lives even easier?
Well, I was just wondering, I think I got confused in the video you answered or not, but I couldn't find the pulmonary circulation one.
I'm not going over that.
Oh, I found that one. I can
Did you?
Yeah. I probably can. I did the whole thing with tolerance too.
The pulmonary circulation is the circulation of the venous blood to the lungs and then back to the left side of the heart. That's the pulmonary circulation. I'm not even going. I refuse. I'm principle. I'm not going over that. Matter of fact. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Are you gonna post this video next time?
No, I'm going golfing.
No, if
You
you're
going
going
golfing?
golfing.
So,
Could you post that video?
to me,
Going golfing together?
so you gonna pick like certain questions from each